Good morning, YouTube. Hey, I wanted to talk to everybody here today about becoming a farmer. I think it's something that uh, a lot of people would love to do, a lot of people hope to do. Uh, Myself, I've been wanting to do this my whole life. I've grown up with animals. I grew up in the city, of course, but always had dogs, cats, things like that. My mom and dad had horses. But having my own farm was something I always wanted to do. And when I say farm, I mean that could be anything from raising chickens to goats to cows, having horses, dogs, anything you have to take care of to benefit from. I've always wanted to do that. Like I said, have grown up in the city. I've worked my whole life in construction and was blessed enough to be able to retire and let life put me on a path that allowed me to buy a few acres and start my own little farm. Now, that being said, well, first of all, anybody can do it. If that's what you want to do, anybody can do it. To me, I feel like there's no better life. There's no better peace than coming out here and working on a project or cleaning up trees or building something or taking care of animals, because it's all for a benefit of some sort in the end. I wanted to start with chickens, so I built a chicken coop. And like most of us, we go to YouTube for ideas and figure out how to do things and what's the best way to do it. And that's kind of what I did. I went to YouTube, built a chicken coop, fenced it off, found some chickens and started from there. And now the chickens are producing, and it's a great feeling. It's makes you feel good to see the work you've done pay off. And there they are back there. Yesterday I had mentioned that I was going to pick up a rooster. And I did. I went and picked him up. It was pouring down rain. Poor guy was soaking wet. I ended up bringing him in the house last night, wrapped up in a towel to dry him off and at least warm him up. And now he spent the night in the barn, and now he's out with the hens, and there he is. That's Goliath. Goliath the rooster. In any case, that's a start. When you start with chickens, of course, you always want to do more. So then I decided I want my own goat milk. I've done a little bit of research and found out that goat milk is actually very, very healthy for you. Oh, there he goes. Very healthy for you. So I decided I'm going to get a few goats and start producing my own goat milk. And in doing that, I found Toby and Kiki. I think you saw pictures from my earlier videos of the two of them. They weren't very social, only because they were just in a big herd and no one really tended to them. So after picking them up and seeing that Kiki, the black goat, she was pregnant, I figured, okay, cool, we're going to have some babies. She'll start producing milk, all of which I have learned on YouTube. None of this I knew. I didn't know how to really raise chickens other than the few chickens I've had in the past, but goats are a completely different species. They eat different food, their mannerisms are different, they need different things. So it's really a trial by error process. Mistakes are made, but lessons are learned. In any case, I got Toby and Kiki, and I had to learn off of YouTube how to vaccinate my own animals. So I started doing that, and next thing you know, I decided, well, maybe I should get another female, because Kiki was already pregnant. And I said, well, I'll grab another female just to kind of rotate so she's not bred too much. I don't really believe in doing that. So at the same time of doing that, now mind you, I'm new to all of this. This is all a learning process for me. Building horse fence corrals, tearing fences down, building chicken coops, cleaning out, refurbishing horse stalls. It's all new to me. But the exciting part about it is doing it. It's your property, it's your horse stall, your horse corral, your goat pens, your chicken coop, and you can do with it whatever you want. So that's kind of the freedom and the good feeling you get from doing it all. In any case, I decided to pick up another goat, female goat, and at that time she had 2 young, what they call wethers, and I couldn't just take her and leave her babies, so I ended up taking 2 babies along with her. And in the long run, they will pay off, because they kind of do 2 things. They keep the buck goats busy, so when they're not by themselves, because they are a herd animal, and then at the same time they can kind of fill in for the females. They kind of help out with the grazing and whatnot. If they keep the bucks busy, and the next thing you know, you got companionship all the way around. So in any case, now I've got Toby, Kiki, and June over there, and they've all gotten along pretty good. So things are rolling along. I've got my chickens, I've got my goats. I'm learning how to take care of all of these animals, which I love. It is such a peaceful feeling to get up in the morning, come out here, let them out, feed them, change the water, do whatever you got to do, clean up, and then sit back and look at it. It's a feeling of completion that I can't describe. It's a peace that I think everybody should witness. It's just, if this is something you want to do in your life, in your future, or whatever, don't hesitate, go do it. I'm 60 years old, and I'm finally doing it, and I love every minute of it. Now, that being said, along with owning a farm or being a farmer, even raising chickens or planting a garden or whatever you're doing, safety has to be a factor in your daily chores. Everybody takes things for granted. I'm not saying we purposely cut corners, but when you own a farm, you find yourself cutting corners because there's so many different things you're doing in one day to try to meet that goal for the end of the day. You're constantly moving. So that being said, when we first got Toby and Kiki, like I said, they were not socialized. They didn't have vaccinations. That was something I had to do. But Toby, my buck, had, now mind you, this buck goat stands about 18 inches tall. He's barely makes it to my kneecap, but he's got horns on him that like a bull. So whenever I got to give him his vaccinations, the first thing I would do is grab him by the horns because I didn't want to get poked by him. And then once I got him on my lap, he would settle down, but I always had one hand on a horn for safety reasons. And as I had mentioned earlier, we all watch YouTube videos on how to do things, best things for your animals, what's best for this or best for that. And I noticed a lot of people that own goats, they had collars on them. And I thought to myself, well, okay, I could see that. They got to grab them, guide them, do whatever. So I got some collars, I put them on my goats, and which at the time seemed like the right thing to do. For maybe a lot of goats, it is the right thing to do. But when you have one that's full of energy, grabbing the horn is the safest thing to do. So here a couple weeks ago, I was giving Toby his vaccinations. He had gotten real sick, and I took him to the vet, and they wanted to put him down, and I said, no, I'm not going to put him down. I'll take him home and try to nurse him back to health. And we went round and round, and I basically ended up taking my goat home and nursing him back to health. But in the process of doing that, here a couple weeks ago, I had him in the stall. I grabbed him by the collar, thinking, oh yeah, it does work. Get him on my lap like I've done 20, 30 times already. And you're probably noticing this scar on my neck. I've had a few people ask me questions about it, and I didn't really want to get into it, but I felt like today was the better day than any. I went to give him a shot, and I had a hold of his collar, not his horn, his collar, and he had slung his head back, and his horn hit me dead center in my carotid artery and collapsed it. And instantly when that happened, my arm went dead. I ended up having 911 come out, take me to the ER, and after a number of MRIs and CT scans, they came to the conclusion that when he hit my carotid artery with the tip of his horn, it crushed the plaque in my neck, which gave me a stroke. I thought he had pinched a nerve, but in fact what had happened was he gave me a stroke. The gnats are flying around. So after about a week in the hospital and having surgery on my neck, cutting everything out and putting new stuff in and doing what doctors do, and they are amazing, this is how I got the scar on my neck. I am lucky to be here. I'm lucky to be alive. I did lose my left arm, but I've got most of it back already. Which brings to my point about being safe. Especially on a farm. Because like I said, there are so many things you're doing. Things are changing up left and right. You're running here, you're running there, you're building this, you're feeding that. Anything can happen. Now, I'd have never thought in a million years that an 18-inch goat would darn near take my life. But that's how quick it can happen. I watch these YouTube videos with people and their goats, especially since I've been home from the hospital, and I see these people with their face down around these horns, and the animals don't know any better. And it just kind of freaks me out a little bit, and it kind of prompted me to kind of put the word out there a little bit. I think it's great that if you want to own a farm, run a farm, people that are watching this video, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. It's an accident waiting to happen, and you have to find a way to avoid it. It's not a fast-paced life. It's just a steady going life. And I'm finding this out very quickly. I'm finding out so much because I've never done this before, but it's something I want to do. And I'll die doing it. I damn near did. But you got to do it safe. Okay? Think about what you're doing. Think about how you're going to do it. And enjoy it. Have fun doing it. Nothing better than standing at the back door and looking down at your property and look at what you have accomplished that day or that week or what you're working on or what you plan on working on. To see what you have done is a wonderful feeling. I can't put words to it. It's just a feeling of completion. Like I said, I have worked my whole life, and I've worked for doing this. This is what I wanted to do my whole life, and here I am. And I don't know exactly what I'm doing. It's all a learning process. I use the hell out of YouTube. So if you want to do it, set your goals and do it. If you want to be a homesteader or a chicken farmer or whatever, do it, because it's rewarding. It's very rewarding in its own way. It's actually exciting. I think about it before I go to bed at night, what I'm doing the next day, and excited to do it. I'm up here before the sun comes up with my coffee and taking care of the animals and cleaning up after them, and then I go back in at night when it's dinner time, and we're all going to town and have a bite, whatever. So that's it. That's all I have. It's kind of telling you my story a little bit about how I got here, what I wanted to do, how I'm doing it, the dangers of it, but the rewards of it also. So in any case, I hope you enjoy the video. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to. If not, that's okay too. I'm not doing this for likes and subscriptions. I'm doing this because I'm enjoying my life, and I want it to get out there that if this is what you want to do, you can enjoy the rest of your life too. All right, take care. Bye.